this might not be for you. This might be for you to send to somebody you know, somebody you think needs to make a change. So I'm going to give you a moment to forward this over. Done? All right. So, are you underestimating the risk of staying the same? A lot of times, having to make changes takes effort, takes time, takes investment. And that might seem like a lot of effort to put forward. It might cost a lot for that reason. But have you considered the cost of staying the same? You might not see the outcomes now, but maybe that means less bone in your bank, less muscle, slower metabolism, burns less energy, less likely to bounce back from a meal that doesn't line up with your goal, maybe aging a little bit quickly, maybe not being able to function, maybe falling and not being able to recover and actually getting injured, maybe getting injured in something that you can't even stop, but taking longer to come back. So there's a cost to you not making these changes. You just don't recognize it yet. And if you're doing something about it right now, that means you recognize that the opportunity with change is greater than the cost of change. And it's always about cost and opportunity, investment and liability. This is how we address the whole life that we live. This is how we filter and decide. This is the perspective that we have on the world. Is it worth it? Is it worth the investment? Is it worth the liability? What is it? And is it? And the question still remains, are you underestimating the risk of staying the same? And some people are, and that's why they're stuck putting half efforts into this from time to time. They don't think that there is a real risk of staying where they're at. And you, as somebody who's probably making some changes, might recognize it, but they are not. And maybe you need to help them to understand what the costs are, because sometimes you don't notice it right now. Maybe you're able to buy a knockoff tool now, and then when you start using it, it breaks much sooner than if you would have bought the real tool, the real kitchen appliance, the better car, or whatever it might be. There's a cost to this and to this decision. And your decision not to act, your decision not to change has a cost associated with it. You probably are underestimating the cost of staying the same. And this is not a lecture. This is just a reminder that no matter what you're doing, there's a cost, there's a liability, there's an investment, there is something, there's pros and cons. There's reasons why you need to make a change and reasons why you don't. And many people are building up the reasons why they shouldn't change and minimizing the reasons why they should. But I know I'm speaking directly to the people who are making changes. So really, this is about talking to the people around you to support them in making a change. And the question you need to ask is, are you underestimating the cost of staying the same?